sit and write it down. Then you gotta teach about freedom. You gotta win it, gotta put yourself smack dab in it. Hey, tomorrow, hey, go away. Want some freedom, just might come away.
I will march behind whoever our candidate is, because if we don't, we lose. There are two paths. There are two paths. Anyone that's willing to stand next to me to fight the progressive left, I will be in that bunker. And if you're not in that bunker because you're not satisfied with this candidate, more than shame on you, you're on the other side.
And now, buckle up for the fastest hour in radio. The Dave Weinbaum Show is on the air.
Don't lose it. Gotta understand you just can't abuse it. Freedom. Get moving.
And for all you Ron Paul nuts, here's a news flash for you. Rand Paul, Senator Rand Paul from Kentucky, who is Ron Paul's son, just endorsed Mitt Romney. So get off of Paul's case. He's not going anywhere. And by the way, he likes Romney. I think he's trying to convince Romney to take his son on as the vice presidential candidate, which he might do. Hey, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. I'm here with radio legend, who is doodling something on a piece of paper right now and not paying attention as usual, Lee Burr. How are you, Lee?
Good, Dave.
I know you work your butt off on the morning mayor show, so what are you taking a break now, or what are you doing?
I'm
figuring out
my golf score.
That's what he's doing on my show. He is figuring out his own golf scores. Are you sure you don't need a supercomputer to figure out how much those things are, or what?
No, I'm just double checking some things.
You're double checking,
but I'm listening.
Okay, well,
I'm watching the phone.
When you actually want to contribute to the show, why don't you just raise your hand, and I'll try to make it on my own here.
No, I'm listening. It's really enjoyable.
Oh, stop it! You just say, hey, Wisconsin. Did you pay attention to the Wisconsin?
I did.
See, now here we got it. I'm sure this first caller, who, by the way, you will take out to dinner and a movie tonight. I'm sure this first caller is going to be upset at me because she thinks I'm picking on you, who is doing his own stupid golf score work while this show is trying to be great. Hi there, welcome to the show. This is Dave Weinbaum. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Kelly from Waynesville, and I didn't want to waste a lot of time because I want to listen to you as much as I can. I'm on my way to Springfield. I don't want to drop this.
Okay, dear.
What I want to know is anybody hearing anything out of the Tea Party as far as a VP pick, because Romney is, getting some people that I'm not sure are going to be good. He's looking at these people, and the Tea Party, where are they? Where's their candidate?
Well, as the international spokesperson for the Tea Party, no, I'm not really, although I do MC the ones in the local area, and I think we're talking about getting another Tea Party get-together this summer, which we ought to do. I think they just want a conservative in there. I think Marco Rubio would be good. I've heard people say, well, we need another governor. I guess they're fixing their eyes on Christie or Mitch Daniels out there in Indiana. But somebody who has really good conservative creds, which Romney has questionable ones.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we don't need somebody like when John McCain ran and he would not get a spine.
Yeah, well, that was John McCain. Sarah Palin had a spine enough for both of them, and he wouldn't let her.
They held her back.
He would not let her vet Barack Obama. Otherwise, we may not have gone through this catastrophe, which is why I say if you know something about Barack Obama, if you know something about Mitt Romney, it's your job to reveal it.
That's right.
Right?
Because America needs to know what lies beyond the suit.
Unlike here in this studio with Lieber doing his own little golf scores, we need honesty in America, don't we?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Kelly.
Bye.
Have a good trip to Springfield. That was Kelly from Waynesville with a good call, by the way, a good starting call. And if you want to call this radio station and hope and pray that Lee presses the button now that he's mad at me, Call 364-0800 or...
Star KTTR on your AT&T cell phone.
Now, are you really mad at me or what?
No, I'm not mad
Oh,
at you.
darn,
Who said I was mad at you?
I'm not working hard enough
No,
on this
you're
anyways.
doing a fantastic job. You're a great.
On Wisconsin, take me to that what? Score?
What?
On Wisconsin. The song. You're a sports guy.
I
Don't you
don't know what
this?
the
That's
theme
a
song
sports
of
school.
Wisconsin is.
Well, you should. This is your sports guy. This is your specialty, and I'm playing right up your alley, and you just dropped the ball. Anyways, Wisconsin, Governor Walker was in this recall deal. In other words, people who didn't like the fact that he got elected and actually did what he was going to say and is successful with it, recalled him. And he kicked butt. And there's a lot of ramifications. Sarah Palin had the quote of the day, which was, Obama's goose is cooked. This is a complete preview, hopefully, hopefully Obama would get much less votes than this Mayor Barrett out of Milwaukee that ran against Governor Walker. So Sarah Palin out there saying Obama's goose is cooked. All right. Wasserman Schultz, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, that nutty DNC head, she's out there trying to walk back this thing as some kind of a victory because Obama's, that we're just rehearsing for the national campaign. What we come to find out, though, is that Obama put everything into this. He put his whole campaign mode into it, bussing people in, calling, whatever. And it was a big defeat, all right? And now the libs, having lost, not only are some of them threatening Walker with assassination, but they're all crying because the news is leaving. You actually have people, and this is on DaveWeinbaum.com, by the way, WEINBAUM. You have to actually have these liberals banging on buses of CNN saying, "Where are you going? Why are you leaving?" And CNN says, "Well, the story's over. The recall. Well, you're just leaving because of the recall? What about us?" I mean, it's unbelievable. They will not listen. They will not listen to the fact that the American public has, yes, you're looking at a number here. And guess who this is? I hate to say, Steve Sowers is calling me during this show. All right? Hi, Steve. How you doing?
Well,
Thanks for
cell
listening.
phones are not allowed in the studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, hello.
Well, I'll just throw it out the door. Here, I'll throw it on Bill's seat. It'll never happen again.
There you go.
I promise. There goes my double secret probation. I might not be with you next week. Anyways.
Well, that's a Lee Burr rule.
Oh, Lee Burr rule. All right. Well, so Dave Weinbaum, could I have a rule? Like, you're paying attention and stuff and got my website up?
This is, you got no rules.
I have no, what do I need, seniority? Is that what I need? Which I'll never get because you've been here since what? Moses crossed the Red Sea. So, speaking of which, wait, I got a segue to that. I was done with that last thing anyways. But segueing to that, they found proof that the Jews did escape through the Red Sea.
Yeah.
They actually found chariots and remains of horses and humans on the bottom of the Red Sea, where they were chasing the Jews out of Egypt, and they had this apparent corridor going through it, and then it closed in on the Egyptians. Isn't that incredible? It's also on DaveWeinbaum.com. I'm not going to let Lee Burr answer that because I know he's going to say something smart and stupid. How can that be? Smart and stupid? Well, you're looking at him right there. Anyways, Democrats. What am I saying here? Democrats are now leaving a sinking ship. I mean, the White House has now described black mayor of Newark, New Jersey, Mayor Booker, who was a rising star, was going to be HUD secretary in the second Obama term. He's described that he's dead to us. Now, does this sound like a Chicago mafia thing or what? Mayor Booker is now dead to Obama because he criticized Obama for criticizing Romney's Bain Capital, which he says was great, brought a lot of jobs and stuff. As did Bubba. Bubba called Romney's business career as I forgot the word, but really good, okay? It means really good anyways. Sterile, not sterile. It wouldn't be sterile, would it? No, because that would be something you would do to operate on somebody, right? Special, sterile, I don't know. Anyways, he said it was real good. And Ed Rendell is criticizing Obama now, hinting that we should have had Hillary. A little hindsight there. You don't hear much of McCaskill anymore talking about how she supports Obamacare. What's the matter, Claire? Why don't you tell us what you told us in May? I believe it was May 7th or something like that in 2009. How amazingly fantastic this is. Why aren't you blowing your horn about that again? Even back then, when you didn't know what the heck you were talking about at all, and I showed you didn't know what you were talking about in your office. You've got Halperin now writing for Time Magazine. That's the guy that wrote Game Change, this critique on the McCain campaign where they were shirking Sarah Palin. And all the time I'm saying to myself, and I wrote a article on it, how Sarah Palin almost dragged John McCain kicking and screaming over the finish line. And they wouldn't let this girl vet the Obama crowd. And now we're getting them vetted. And we're getting them vetted by Andrew Breitbart from the grave. But all these Democrats, getting back to my point, now they're all over criticizing the Obama regime. All right? I'm wondering if we could not get an LBJ moment here where four leaders in the Democratic Party go up to the White House and say, Mr. President, it's time for you to say you're not running anymore. We want Hillary. What do you think the possibilities of that are?
Well, I think if he puts Hill on the ticket, he's got a good chance to win.
I think it's too late for that. You can't do it now.
Why is it too late?
I just think it is. I just think it's a big. There's a certain time he could have done it, and he could have done it. Hillary would have had to. Here's the deal. Hillary would have had to resign first for him to do that.
So
okay,
what?
Because she can't run on his policies. Nobody can run on his policies. They've shown to be total failure, and he's got these ridiculous scandals on his hands. The Fast and Furious, where Eric Holder and the Justice Department are now just about ready to be put in contempt of Congress, where they put guns in the hands of the Mexican cartel and they killed a U.S. agent. You're not okay with that, are you?
No, but
Well,
what's
there
that
you go.
got to do with Hillary?
Because she has to. If she's going to run with this guy, she has to live with those kinds of things. She should have run.
She hasn't lived with that kind of stuff before.
Well, she should have run against him in the first place, according to her husband, Bill Clinton, in the book The Amateur. He was trying to convince her not to resign back in 2011, about a year ago, and then run against Obama in the primaries because he considers Barack Obama, quote unquote, an amateur. Okay? And he is an amateur because he's still using Bill Clinton, and Bill Clinton is out there saying things like, well, we should do something about those Bush taxes. We need to re-engage those directly against Obama, and then he's trying to walk it back and saying, well, I didn't really understand that. Well, you didn't have to do it till January 1st. Well, that it's garbage, as Charles Krauthammer said, analyzing him in his psychiatrist mode. He says that's what you hear a psychotic say, and we call it word salad. All right, how cool is that? Anyways, if you want to call the show and opine, it's 364-0800 or
star KTTR on your AT&T cell phone.
Anyways, we've got these not only the Fast and Furious scandal, we've got classified leaks coming left and right out of the White House, and they were bragging about these things as if it was a badge of honor. Well, even the Democrats, like Dianne Feinstein, who's gotten a lot of mentions today, I realize, are totally outraged. Dianne Feinstein, she's the big Democratic leader, one of the leaders in the Senate, all right? She's saying things like, well, nobody trusts us anymore because we can't keep our word. We can't keep quiet about classified matters. And I believe what's happening now is we're going to have a moment when the Democrats are now going to go along with the Republicans and get a special prosecutor, all right, to investigate these giant leaks, including the details of the bin Laden massacre So, it's all getting real interesting. I mean, what I'm saying here is the Obama campaign is imploding. You now have Romney tied with Obama in a state, I believe it was, he's tied in Michigan, and now he's ahead in key states like Ohio and Pennsylvania and Florida, where he was behind before, and this is just starting now.
How do you know that?
Well, because I read and I actually watch TV and I listen to the
who
news.
determines that?
Well, polls. I think it's a Gallup poll, but and quite frankly, a Gallup poll is going to favor Obama a lot more. If you really want accurate pollster, it's Rasmussen polls.
Yeah.
They're very accurate, and they've called the races, and you know that because you go back and you look at their polls and you see the results, and they're very close to what happened in election results.
Yeah, well, Jimmy Carter led Ronald Reagan back in 1980 in July of that year, and he lost.
That's right. It could
November.
happen.
So,
There's no doubt about it. It's
so
early.
polls in June.
It's early, but what I'm saying is you've got the economy still
shaky.
You got the economy sucking wind. You got an 8.2% unemployment rate. You've got 69,000 jobs in. You just looked at the phone and
yeah, like that hasn't happened before.
Thanks. Okay, so he looks at the phone, and the red light is blinking like it is now.
There you go.
And he looks away from the phone. He looks away from the phone.
It went green.
And then and then the guy hangs up. He says, "Hey, we don't need him anyways." What is that? Anyways, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. And I know we need a commercial, so don't just stay off of me, all right? Anyways, welcome to the show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Dave, this is Kevin from St. James.
Hey, Kevin, the liberal. How are you?
How you doing today?
Defend your president. Come on, I want to hear this.
Hey, well, it's not about my president right now. It's about the man that's going to be running against him. In his speech the other day in St. Louis, he was talking about people in poverty. And he said that the poverty level is 42% in this country. And the thing that really killed me was when he said that one of the biggest reasons is because of the low morals that them people have.
What people?
The people that are in poverty.
Oh.
That's what Romney said in his speech.
Okay.
I would just kind of like to wonder how you feel about that, if you feel that it's because people have low morals is the reason why they're in poverty, or if it's the fact that jobs have vanished from this country. Jobs have been eliminated, millions, not millions, but I'd say probably a few 100,000 jobs have been eliminated in this country because of automated processes in factories.
Okay, well let me answer, because I can't let you go all day. This is only an hour show, Kev.
Right.
All right. So
the two things
I understand your point. I understand your question. All right. Let me respond. Romney saying that poor morals and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, is it moralistic for a president to become the food stamp president, where there's so many unemployed that he's actually encouraging, as is the former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, for people to get on food stamps, to get on welfare and stay on welfare, and to extend it to the point that people now, when there is a job come up, they don't really want a job because they're getting money to stay home. That's I think referring to that as immoral is correct.
I think that kind of thing, Dave, is immoral because there is nobody I know of in St. James. I live right here in St. James. I know people right now that are working. They work part-time jobs that have benefits. And every time you talk to them and ask them that I know of, say, I wish I could get off these benefits. But you want to know something? The money is not out there for the wages to be for people to be paid.
Yeah.
To be off. A person working a 40-hour week at one of your stores, Dave. I'm not trying to pick on you.
Oh, sure you are.
Working at your stores. No, I am not. It's working anyway. Okay, working at Walmart. A person working at Walmart, 30 hours a week is what they normally employ. People cannot live on one paycheck.
Okay, so you know what? You do what other people have done throughout the history of the United States. You get a second job, and then maybe you open a business, and then maybe I've done this, been there, done that.
How does one child do that?
Huh?
How does a mother with a child do that?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying there shouldn't be any welfare at all. I'm saying that welfare should not be permanent.
Okay.
And the one thing that Bill Clinton did that got him reelected was he signed on to welfare reform, which limited it to 2 years instead of generational. This has been the problem with the Democratic Party all along. They want people on welfare because they're buying their votes. They're not. They don't care about welfare in its own self is a form of slavery because you think you think the government owes you this money just because you breathe. And there are people standing in lines right now in cities around this country who have no intention of getting a job. All they're doing is going in and collecting their welfare check. And you go to one of those lines, you can interview them, okay? Nancy Pelosi's daughter went and interviewed these people, and guess what? They all said, "Well, we don't want no job."
I'm not saying welfare is something to live on, but when you people on the Republican side and the
You people, wait a minute, I resent that. You people, now those are fighting words, buddy.
You always consider, Dave, you always consider us, you Democrats. That's what you say to us, buddy.
Oh, I'm just kidding you.
Hey, I know, I'm just coming at you with the same rhetoric.
That's all right.
But the thing about it is, it's when people like Mitt Romney, which is running for president, and Dave, people in the Tea Party that have your philosophy, when you all start saying that people that are on welfare want to be on welfare, yeah, granted, some do, which I don't agree with.
That's wrong.
The thing about it is, not everybody. You all
That's fine. I didn't say everybody. I did not say everybody, and neither did Romney, okay? Hey, Kevin, I got to go. I got to break. I let you go 5 minutes past my break, and they're going to fire me here if I don't sell some goods. All right, buddy. Thanks. That was Kevin from St. James, and we got another caller, but we're going to wait until we take this important profit break because we're all, all of us are really greedy, right? This is KTTR News Radio, 99.7 FM, 1490 AM.
That's disrespect. You're disrespecting Romney. You don't even know that. This man is a presidential candidate. But not the president. But he's just a man. Obama is no god. He's still a man. Let me tell you something. You will not disrespect the president of the United States in this platform. I'll say what I want. Not about him. You won't.
It's Kevin, one of Kevin's great Democratic teachers there. I'm sure we should say anything of a criticizing mode to Barack Hussein Obama. I know I have a caller. If you wouldn't mind waiting for a bit, I didn't need to thank my sponsors. Sponsors, I want to thank you for putting your money where my big mouth is, and I do appreciate that. Like Rush Limbaugh, you're out there risking your wealth on somebody who is absolutely and totally, unashamedly and unapologetically partisan to being a conservative. All right, and it's not like I don't have a mind of my own. Probably just by saying, well, I do believe in welfare as a temporary deal right now, or weaning people off when we have the proper things in place for private donors to help and form these organizations instead of tax money. But yes, people do need occasional help. I get that, okay? But making that their living is a form of slavery. Hi there, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I was calling you out. I totally disagree with Kevin.
Well, what's your name? What's your name? First name and where are you from?
My name is Don.
Hi, Don.
I work in the healthcare system. I've been in it for 40 years. I work with radiation, so I see lots of patients come through. I'm not going to give the name of the facility. But anyway, what I want to say is I've seen at every shift I work, I see this 15, 20 times every shift. We have unwed women come in. We have to find out if there's a chance of them being pregnant. Well, I don't know. Well, are you on birth control? No. They got 3, 4, 5 kids. They're not on birth control. They're sexually active. They are not responsible. They do have poor morals, and they do fit into the category of what Mitt Romney said. I know there is a lot of hardworking people who are doing their level best to scrape by, and I understand that. But there is also a lot of them who are trying to get a free ride, and the more kids they have, the more money comes in.
Excellent
and I
point.
understand what Mitt Romney was talking about. I totally disagree with Kevin, anyway, I'll just leave it at that.
All right, good, thank you, Don. Good observation, and if I can get Lee to look to the right, I could get another caller in there. Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Dave. This is Dan from Doolittle.
All right, Dan from Doolittle. What's up?
Well, I was listening to another network the other day.
How dare you?
on the satellite. It was Republic Broadcasting, and they had an article on there about the attacks that evidently a lot of people don't realize that's on our food. And he said there's a little circle on the label of a lot of canned goods and boxed goods. It's a little circle about 1/8 of an inch in diameter with a K or a U in it.
Yeah.
And I had never noticed that, so I went to my pantry, and sure enough, I found them.
Yeah. Do you know what it means?
Yeah. I do
What?
now. Well, it has to do with the fact that the rabbi overlooked this food, and it's approved for the Jewish consumption or something.
That's right. It's kosher.
Yeah, and he said that.
So what's your problem with that?
Well, he said that it costs 6 to 15% more to have that food.
Well, document that and send it to me because I think it's BS. I think to have it labeled by a rabbi as kosher would increase the sales, thus reducing the cost. I've seen this before, all right? It's an anti-Semitic crap, Dan. All right.
I think you need to do some of your homework.
Okay, fine. Fine. Get off my phone, will you, please? Okay. Going on with the show, and, speaking of anti-Semitic crap, which is what Dan brought up, denounces Israel for building homes for Jews. Where? In Brooklyn? No. In New York? No. In Raleigh? No. In Israel. Just denounce Israel. How does any Jew in his right mind back Barack Hussein Obama? And quite frankly, he's losing. He had 80% of the Jewish vote last time around in the United States. All right? They realize what he is to them in Israel, where he's got, the last one was, he ranges anywhere from 4% to 12% of Jews in Israel thinking that he's a friend of Israel. Okay? So him denouncing, once again, Jews in Israel building homes for Jews in Israel shows Jews anywhere that this guy is not a friend of Israel. How much does he need to hammer this into you? Okay? When he stood up there and said, we're never going to separate Jerusalem, and he called for the pre-67 borders, that's exactly what he did. He's lying to you. Who am I speaking to? There's probably 3 Jews listening to me out there, and they're probably all in my family. Anyhow, what I'm saying is it's crazy for a Jewish person to back Barack Obama, and a lot of Jews are cutting off their money from him, and a lot of Wall Street people are cutting their money off from him. You know where he's getting money now, Lee?
Where?
He sold out to the gays. And on gay marriage, he is now getting a lot of money from rich gay people. Isn't that interesting?
What are we talking about?
Never mind. Just do what you're doing. I give up. Oh, man. Just let me know when you want to be in the program. You know?
Barack Obama?
Yeah, you still think he's going to win?
Oh, yeah.
How much you want to make a bet? Huh? How much?
I'll make you a bet.
All right. Steak at Matt's Steakhouse. How's that?
Great. That sounds good.
Because that's really good stuff.
That's good stuff.
All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not this Mitt Romney kind of guy with $10,000. I'm now making fun of Mitt Romney. Anyways, so a steak at Matt's Steakhouse, the best steak in the world, and that's Lee Burr is going to be buying me a steak.
I like the salad bowl too.
Yeah, isn't that good?
But keep the cucumbers out of it.
Well, you can pick around.
I don't like the cucumbers.
Don't eat the cucumbers.
No.
You know, my daughter was the salad girl for like 4.5 years there.
Is that right?
Yeah. Now she's a masseuse. That's Sarah Weinbaum, my lovely daughter. Anyways, back to Obama. You know, Jews. What's wrong with you? Come on, this guy doesn't like you, and I don't like people who don't answer the phones.
Just rang. We
need a buzzer. I need a buzzer in here. I need a buzzer. Because you don't have no.
I'll get Steve.
You have no peripheral vision.
Steve-O in here can buzz me.
All you can do is you have no peripheral vision. It's a good thing you like golf because that's all you can see is right in front of your face. You know, people can see to their sides. Hi there. Oh man. Hi there, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Dolores.
Delirious. How are you, dear?
Pretty good.
Good. What's going on?
Hey, I don't know I don't really. It doesn't. I'm Christian. Don't know all the ins and outs of Jewish things that are kosher. Don't bother me at all. I mean, it's like no skin off my teeth. I eat it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, I mean, it's a way for people to get Jews got to know if they're eating kosher stuff, religious Jews. And I got a rabbi comes down here. He needs to know that stuff is kosher, otherwise you can't eat it by God's orders. And then you've got Islamics need to know. They need to know for whether it's halal or not. So this crap about this. The Jews are making us. Yeah, now it's our fault that the cost of food's going up. You're out of your mind.
Well, Jews
I know what that's about.
Jews don't tend to want to try to blow up our buildings and try to kill us.
Well, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. It hasn't happened, has it?
Yeah, right. So, as a Christian.
Yeah, look what's happening in Europe right now. They killed all the Jews, and what did they bring in? They brought in the Muslims. Yeah. And I'm sorry to say, but the Muslims are causing all sorts of havoc in Europe. And pretty soon, and already doing it, they are taking over in parts of Europe, France, Germany, Norway, and you're beginning to see the Islamification of Europe. And have fun with that, guys. I hope you're very happy that you got rid of the Jews and now you have the Muslims. Anyways, that's my little diatribe on that. Dolores, you have a great weekend, dear.
Thanks.
All right, got another caller as soon as Lee gets off from typing his log. Hi there, welcome to the Dave. Yeah, he's laughing over there, he's giggling. Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, this is Brian from Salem.
Hey, Brian, what's up?
Well, I was going to refute the crap that one bonehead was saying earlier about driving up the costs of food because it's kosher.
Yeah.
Well, if he's concerned, then he needs to go to Aldi's because I got a bunch of canned goods of theirs in front of me right here, and I don't see the kosher symbol on there. So if he wants to go there, that would be a problem for him, wouldn't it?
Oh, sure. I mean, it's just an outrage. I remember arguing this about 25 years ago. This stupid comment. I think it's like a penny a can or something like that. And maybe it'd be a lot more if they weren't selling any of it. Probably the cost would be higher because a lot of people who need kosher food, and a lot of people like kosher food. A lot of people who are non-Jewish. How many non-Jews buy kosher hot dogs, for goodness sake? Things like that. So probably the cost. When you sell a lot of something, ask Walmart about this. When you sell a lot of something, you can reduce the costs.
Well, not only that, it's not just Jews and Muslims either that have the dietary laws. The Adventists also believe in abstaining from pork and various other things too. So there are Christians that would like that kosher symbol.
I agree with you. Anyhow, thanks for the call. You have a great weekend, and we have another break time. And Lee obviously has to show me up because now he's showing me the break time as I'm saying that. In other words, as I'm saying it's time for a break, he is showing me up by actually breaking his hands as if he's notifying me when actually I'm notifying him. When we come back, you know what? I've got a 1 hour show. In a 3, and I got 3 hours of preparation
on the King Solomon show or whoever that guy is. Huh? That what you're talking about?
Yeah. By the way, Stan Solomon. I'm going back in his show. Mm-hmm. Thanks for the plug. I was going to make a plug on Stan Solomon's show. I'll be back in his show Tuesday, co-hosting, and one of the guests is always generally Alan Keyes, and I think I'm going to go after Alan. Mm. I think a lot of the stuff he's saying is garbage. And I'm going to tell him that.
All right.
That could be tough. He's a Harvard PhD. Ran for president 4 times.
I know.
But I think I'm beginning to get him.
Yeah.
All right. Not a good thing for him. Anyways, we're going to be right back with a lot more stuff. KTTR News Radio, 99.7 FM, 1490 AM. Obama's doing victory laps for the anniversary of... As I said he would, because he's got nothing else to run on. He's got this ad with Bill Clinton, and it's funny as hell because Clinton is the guy who could have had Osama and figured out he might be unpopular, is now saying how brave Obama was to get Osama, and then implying that Romney wouldn't do it. The most interesting thing about this ad that's supposed to be pro-Obama is that he says, well, Obama risked political catastrophe if it failed. That what about the guys that were going to get killed over there if it didn't work? Obama risking political catastrophe is more important than our Navy SEALs getting killed in combat. Now, that is the stupidest ad I've ever seen, and Republicans ought to run that ad, not Democrats, because it just shows who this man is. A snippet from this excellent radio show. I Twitter. I have to admit, I Twitter and I'm on Facebook, and I have I think a pretty good website. I think it's a great website, DaveWeinbaum.com, WeinBaum, which you ought to check out for all my columns, and I got a lot of one-liners on there, and just stuff that hits me. That a lot of which is on this radio show. I scour the news all the time when I'm not doing something. When I'm out golfing and working, generally I'm scouring the news because I no longer have to do the chores of a wife that wants me to do stuff other than what you can get a lawyer to make me do. So now that's, I have a lot more free time is what I'm saying. Anyways, so I Twittered, and this morning I came up with something, and I said Twitter categorized me as a stalker. Wait a minute. See, now I forgot the darn thing. Anyways, they categorized me as a stalker.
They want to get into your head.
No.
Is that what you said?
Let's say that again.
Wants to get into your head, find out what's going on there.
Yeah, I know. But that was the second part of it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Twitter called me a stalker. They found out I had following issues, and those of you on Twitter understand that's you follow people on Twitter. Anyways, this gal writes to me who's been following me for a long time, and she's very bright, and she was this counselor for Tony Robbins. And a PhD. Her name is J.S. Sewell, Sewell, and she says, "You know what? I'd like to live a day in your brain." Okay, so I'm gonna write back. I didn't have time because I had to rush to the show. And what I'm gonna tell her is, I tried to donate my brain to science, but they are only taking used ones. Crickets.
Is that a joke?
Thanks for your support. There's no support. If you said that and it was your show, I'd be on the floor rolling and laughing. There's no support here.
No,
there's none. Let the crickets go. Okay, Lee's here. Let the crickets go.
Bill Bates tells good jokes. Yours are a little edgy. So.
Oh, well, that wasn't so much a joke. It was kind of an observation, but you could have had some reaction.
Wasn't that funny?
Other than the crickets going through it. Just, you know what I'm doing? Just for that, I'm stealing your pen.
You steal my pen? Okay.
Because, for some reason, mine has disappeared. Anyhow, well, back to the show. If you want to call the show, as people are calling and hang up, as Lee screws up this, really difficult phone system that he has here, push a red button. It's 364-0800 or...
364-0800 or star KTTR on your AT&T cell phone.
The first part. If you weren't doing your stupid little busy signals, people would have heard that. Anyhow...
There we go.
Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Kathy here in Rolla, Sebastian. My daughter, Amanda Bloom, works with you, or for you. At least I hope she works when she's in the office for you.
Wait a minute. What's your name? Catherine. And your daughter, who works for me? Amanda. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's my others. But anyway, there's a sandwich shop. I passed the article to her. It's in the Post-Dispatch 2-3 years ago. And they realized that having cheese in the shop wasn't kosher. So they opened a separate line of sandwich shop using the same name, but that they were kosher.
Yeah.
And there wasn't enough demand, and it went from just over 100 shops, and there's still, though, 20-some of the shops that are kosher. They're in the New York borough and in the Chicago area.
Yeah. Well, a lot of stuff is going to sell kosher stuff is going to sell where there's a big concentration of Jews,
right,
which is Chicago and Miami and maybe L.A. and New York.
The article in the Post-Dispatch did a really, I thought, good job of larding out the difficulties that they ran into, both financially and what was involved in setting up a kosher shop and keeping kosher. And if it was costing them that much more, as had been stated earlier in the show.
Okay.
That would have been in that article. They broke it down.
Well, I'm telling you the intent of this, the intent of the people that are claiming what a ripoff it is and all that crap is anti-Semitism, and I'm saying it right now. And I remember this argument. I think it was brought up by Tom Staker about 20 years ago in the Ronald Daily News, and I think Jerry Cohen, my friend Jerry Cohen, was the one who debated it, because that was way before I had a political intellect or the ability to write, because I didn't write anything until like 17 years ago.
Well, my children were growing up, I did everything I could. Like when we did the Advent wreath, I did the same thing, Hanukkah, the Jewish festival of life. It's being celebrated, like within a week or two, and Passover with Lent and Easter, and did everything I could for them to see that.
Well, we all do what we can.
People on the face of the earth,
yep.
And I think more of that perhaps might not hurt.
Okay, well, listen, you have a great weekend, and I'll say hello to Amanda, a conversion to Judaism, by the way, who works in my office. Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Ron from St. James.
Hi, Ron, what's up?
Well, I just wanted to say that I was talking to my 16-year-old daughter, and she was asking about some of the things that are happening, overspending and things like that. And I said, well, I don't know if this is true, but if someone wanted to take the United States down slowly, not head on, because they know that would be difficult, this is the way to do it. Bankrupt it, take what made it great slowly away from them without the people getting something they can grasp. You know, if there's a frontal attack, you can face that and see that, but this is a slowly just a taking over the country, like boiling a frog from cold water, you know, to where he doesn't jump out. And it's just a slowly take over. And that if you wanted to ruin the United States and control it, this would be a fantastic way to do that.
Absolutely. If you go to Google Cloward, that's C-L-O-W-A-R-D, in Pivens, who were both professors at Columbia College, I believe, when Barack Obama went to school there, and you'll see that is exactly their theory. You ruin the economy, you wreck the economy, and you do it in such a way that's steady, but it's kind of creeps up on you. You're exactly right, Ron. Thank you very much. And I have another caller.
Hey, Ron, call me after the show, will you?
All right, yes.
Thanks, buddy.
Anything else? Do you want any other messages to go out on my time?
He's a guy that worked for me,
don't
and I
care.
got to get the message across before he left.
I don't care. What are you doing passing private messages on this show?
Private messages?
I want
Give
HR.
me a call.
Where's that Mike Thompson, or as we know him here as Pig Vomit? What is that about?
Talk with him after
Hi
the show.
there. Welcome to the show. This is Dave Weinbaum. Just calling the stage manager. I mean the stage manager, the manager of the station, Pig Vomit. I don't know if I'll be back next week or not. But hi there. Sorry about that ugliness. But Lee caused it. Welcome to the show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
That was not nice. Dave.
I know.
This is Sue from Leesburg.
Hi, Sue. Sue is the one that said, you know what? You got to tell people how to spell your name.
Your email.
Yeah.
W-E-I-N-B-A-U-M, right?
Sue is my Joan of Arc. She defends me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, defend yourself. How did you defend yourself
against the evil Weinbaum army?
Yeah. How did you defend yourself when you were dreaming about winning the multi-millions and saying, you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to have just for a day or two, 20 young women. Just standing around admiring me. How did you weasel yourself out of that one, Mr. Burr to Mrs. Burr? That's what I want to know. Sue, aren't you? See, he needs slapping around just a tad, doesn't he?
To him.
Huh?
You should probably tell him that he couldn't handle them anyway.
Oh, well, that goes without saying. He can't handle me.
She has a question.
Yes, go ahead, Sue.
Last week, a gentleman called in about a 1% tax on direct deposits. Were you able to find out anything further about that?
No, actually, I've been fishing this week trying to write a column, and I asked the guy to look it up, and Apparently he hasn't called. So
I haven't been able to find out anything, but...
And speaking of calling, that Karen gal, who I owe tickets to, is she in Leesburg too, right? Do you know Karen in Leesburg?
Not offhand.
Well, how many people are in Leesburg that you don't know them all? By first name?
Go into Leesburg very much.
Oh, all right. Well, anyways, this gal called and she won the contest. Fire the Liar. And she's never contacted me or the radio station. You know, my cell phone number, which should be secret, but it's not because it's on every one of my McDonald's restaurants, both inside and outside. It's 578-2700. And all she's got to do is call me. She's got 4 tickets to the Cardinals because she won. Anyways. We'll just leave that open. Sue, you have a great weekend, dear, and I appreciate it. We got about, 10 more minutes?
Well, you have about 2 minutes, actually.
2 minutes?
Of
I deserve
programming babble.
I deserve 10 minutes because you use this show to pass private messages. That's not right.
I need it. I need that guy to call me. I know
what is that going to do with doing it on my show?
Well,
you call him after the show.
I thought,
Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat going to a 7th game in Miami. What's his name?
LeBron James.
Oh my God, did he have a great game?
Last night, yeah.
What an amazing game!
And
usually when you shoot that good in the first half, you usually drop off considerably in the second half. He didn't. But I don't think he can keep it up. I'm picking the Celtics in Game 7, even though it's at Miami. I just think the Celtics are going to do it. What do you think?
I don't care.
Oh, you don't care. You're a sports guy. You don't care.
I can't stand the NBA.
Oh,
I'm not a big NBA guy.
All right. Anyways, we got genocide, or gendercide being performed by and advocated by Planned Parenthood. That is, if you go in there and you have a boy, it's okay, and if you have a girl, no, I'll have that aborted. I mean, it's incredible. Where is the National Organization of Women? What they don't gather is that more and more they're proving that these fetuses are actually human beings, and they're able to live outside the womb, much more so than before. And if you do these advanced ultrasounds, you can see the baby. And so it's stopped a lot of doctors from performing what ought to be known as murder. All right. So now they're going to pick which sex they want. Where is National Organization of Women on there? All right, this is absolutely gendercide. Now, how much time do I have now, sir?
1 minute.
All right, 1 minute. What do I have left here? Okay.
Way too much information.
Way too much information for who? My audience does not want less information. They want to know stuff, okay? I have a smart audience. Unlike you, who sticks his head in the sand and then says, well, how do you know that? It's because I read. It's because I watch the news. I talk to people. I have callers that inform me of stuff. I have my ears open and my eyes open.
You believe everything you read?
You've got your head up your you know what?
No,
come on.
I think it's a bunch of bull.
Get with the program, or you're going to be like put in a camp somewhere. Okay?
I've been there.
For old no, we're not talking about day camp. God. Okay, unlike Lee, would you all please pay attention to what's going on? It's not going to happen without you. Now, we had a big victory in Wisconsin, a big victory in 2010, and we're on a roll. The Obama campaign is flailing all over the place. We have to keep the pressure on. We have to listen to talk radio. We have to listen to everybody, even the opposition, find out what they're up to, all right? And you have to protest every single darn lie. Don't let it go. Don't let a lie go, okay? Because it grows and festers like a cancer. And listen to me. You have a great, great, great summer weekend. And I'll be back next week. This is Dave Weinbaum.